My name is Michael Williams, and I wanted to take just a couple of moments to personally introduce myself and to introduce BetterRelationships.net. Now, I know you probably found this resource because you were looking for marriage counseling, and now you're seeing relationship education. So what's the difference between marriage counseling and relationship or marriage education? So let me do that by just giving you an example. If you wanted to become a lawyer or a doctor, or if you are a lawyer or a doctor, what did you have to do, or what do you have to do in order to get there, to achieve that goal? Well, you probably have to take some classes, right? You probably have to go through a period of education. You have to learn the knowledge and the information that you're going to need to practice in that particular field. Then you're going to have to actually practice in a practicum or something like that. You have to practice what you've learned before you can get your license to practice law or medicine. Does that make sense? Now, unfortunately, in marriage, we usually don't have to go through a period of education. We usually don't have to practice before we get a license to get married. So what we do here in relationship education is we provide you with guidance, instruction, education, and coaching that helps you do a couple of things. One, clarify the kind of relationship that you want to have. That is, what's your goal, right? Second, identify the obstacles or the potential obstacles that might prevent you from achieving that goal. And then third, we help you work at removing those obstacles. Fourth and finally, we help you identify the attitudes, the thoughts, the actions and behaviors that you need to have to accomplish that goal. Now, does that make sense? So in other words, how can we have a healthy and a happy and an intimate relationship if we don't know what that looks like, if we don't know what it is, right? So we have to figure out, what does that look like? How do you want your relationship to look and feel? Second, we're going to have obstacles. We're going to have things that have come from our family, things that come from previous relationships, things that come from our attitudes, actions, things we learn on TV, right? Those are going to be barriers or potential barriers or obstacles. So we have to identify those things and then what? Work at removing them, systematically removing those obstacles that keep us from experiencing the kind of relationship that we want. Now, after we've done that, there may be some additional things that you and I need to start doing, ways that we need to start thinking, things that we need to start doing to make our relationship healthier and happier. And so we identify those and we begin to work on those. Does this make sense? So if you hear this, then you're probably feeling a little more positive, a little more hopeful, a little more exciting, because what we don't do is we don't spend a lot of time in the past drudging up old things that happened, pointing fingers, because that doesn't help anything. There's three things that I require when I'm working with someone. One is a commitment to look inside ourselves. It all starts right here with us. What we often do is we point the finger at the other person, we play the blame game, right? And that gets us absolutely nowhere. First of all, we can't change the other person. It doesn't matter what that person's doing, we can't change them. We can only change ourselves, and even that's kind of difficult, right? So we focus on, what is it that I can do or that I can stop doing that will help us achieve our relationship goals. Now granted, the other person probably has some work to do too, but we can't make them do it, right? They have to do it on their own. So all that we can do is we can start working on ourselves, which actually helps create an environment for the other person to grow, okay? So the first thing is a commitment to look inside ourselves. Second, patience. We have to be patient both with ourselves and with other people. We didn't get this way overnight, so we're probably not going to undo or create new habits overnight. Now, the good news is that there are some things that you and I can do immediately and where we can actually see immediate results. Many things, though, take time to develop and time to see the results. Think of it like a boat. If you're heading in one direction and you just start veering off just 1 degree and you continue to head off that 1 degree, well, if you head that way for a certain amount of hours, you could end up tens, if not hundreds of miles off your original goal or your original heading. Well, we can use this in a positive way, but just by making small incremental changes and continuing to make those changes, over time we see that we can end up in a completely different place and a better place than where we were headed before. okay? And then the final thing that I require is a commitment, a serious commitment of time, energy, and financial resources. This isn't free, right? And if a person is not willing to invest their time, invest their energy, and invest some financial resources, then they're probably not that serious, okay? So that's what I require. Now, why should you choose me? Why should you choose Better Relationships? Well, for one thing, I've been married over 22 years to the same person. So I've got some experience under my belt. The other thing is that I've been working as a family educator, as a relationship coach for the past several years. I also have a master's in divinity, and I am ordained. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to go through our educational sessions using spiritual principles or looking in the Bible or doing things like that, unless you want to. If that's what you'd like to do, then we can do that. However, we don't have to do that because the principles for healthy and productive relationships are the same. They're the same across the board. How I know this? I've been doing this for several years, and I've been in a relationship for many years, really over half my lifetime. So I know what I'm talking about, right? This isn't just something I learned from a book, but it's something that I've experienced and something I've shared with others, and they've seen results as well. So I've got some experience, I've got some education, and I have a commitment to helping you achieve your goals. I'm committed to helping you achieve your goals. And I'm also committed to helping you get results. So it's not just about doing exercises and coming in and talking and spending lots of money and so forth. It's about you getting results as quickly as possible, and that's what I'm committed to. So I just wanted to hopefully briefly introduce myself, introduce BetterRelationships.net, and introduce relationship education as an option. Now let me answer this final question. Is relationship education somehow better than marriage counseling or better than therapy? No. They're all needed. Marriage counseling, therapy can be very effective and very necessary in some or in many cases. However, I do want you to examine this and consider this as an option, because hopefully I've been able to share with you some of the huge, awesome benefits of relationship education as I do it. Thank you very much once again. My name is Michael Williams, and I look forward to working with you soon.